Biden, too old. Trump, too much chaos. A rematch no one wants. There's a better choice for a better America. Her story started right here. America's youngest governor, a conservative Republican, and boy, did she deliver.
It's a great day in South Carolina.
And the ones a lot of independents and Democrats really liked in New Hampshire last night. That's not in there, Doug. What do you think about Nikki's ads and how this will play in other states moving forward? As she says she's not dropping out.
Well, look, it's just everybody knows pretty well it's over. Most of the mainstream media, even the Democrats and Republicans along, say it's pretty well it's done, it's over, except one person, and that's Nikki Haley. I mean, yes, there are more primaries to be had, but it's almost about like me trying to go back to my high school days and say, if you give me 10 shots at dunking a basketball, if I keep going, I may somehow get up there enough to dunk one more basketball, but it's not gonna matter here. And as much as you want to relive the glory days, you came in second. This is the part that is still baffling to many on the Republicans and even Democrats who look at this. You interview the first place. You don't interview second place and say you won. And getting almost half of the vote, I've been in politics a long time. I've heard some great spin. That spin's off the chart. That makes Karine Jean-Pierre in the White House look
amateur. She needs some notes there. Well,
come on now.
Trump called her an imposter, had some choice words. Ed, we sat here for several hours leading the coverage on N2. Really incredible night, though, historic night for Donald Trump. And we also saw Senators John Cornyn and Deb Fischer saying, like, let's unite behind Trump, even Ronna McDaniel.
That's right. And the establishment is getting behind Donald Trump, even though he's basically the anti-establishment candidate. Nikki Haley keeps saying he's the candidate of the elites when he's the one standing up to the Uniparty in the swamp. It's just that she's not getting any of the establishment major endorsements, so she's playing all sides of this. I think the other thing is the premise of the new ad is not wrong. There is a significant portion of this country, whether the Trump people want to hear it or not, who are a little fatigued by a rematch of the same people. But then what's your solution? She says, I had such a great record, I delivered in South Carolina. Really? Because just about every major South Carolina politician in the Republican Party says, I like Trump better than you. So I don't think you accomplished that much as governor. So she's got a premise there, but has not delivered. And Donald Trump has delivered. And he set records in the first two states. He's clearly on the way to getting this.
Clearly. So we'll see what the strategy is. Some say, Doug, I just want to ask you, is it to see what happens legally with Donald Trump? And she continues to, tick away at some delegates along the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the behind the scenes here. She believes that Donald Trump's in legal trouble, which most legal scholars and look at these cases have come up from bad point of views. They're not moving forward anytime soon. This is not going to move in the future. And you see some of the cases actually falling apart. She won't actually say that. Her supporters won't actually say that. That's the quiet part we leave off the table. But that's the reason that they're staying in, it looks like. But I really just believe, and I just truly believe this, and I may be wrong, but I see the next 4 weeks as an awakening. I don't see her going into South Carolina. And it is only a two-person race. And so a 15 to 20-point victory in a two-person race is pretty amazing. Ed will tell you and others, and someone who's been in politics for a long time, those are pretty staggering numbers. And 11% when most of your voters were Democrats or independents, let me rephrase that anyway, who said they were going to vote for Biden in the fall. That's an interesting look.
It sure is, and we call balls and strikes here, so we do say the quiet part out loud. I do want to bring up some comments that Dean Phillips made about going to his first Trump rally, and he really had some choice words also for the Democrats in his own party, saying they're delusional. Let's play this.
We have a crisis of participation, and I got to tell you guys, I went to a Donald Trump rally a couple nights ago. Never been to one. I had an event across the street. I saw the line of people waiting in the cold for hours, and I thought, what the heck? I'm going to be a leader who actually invites people, doesn't condemn them. Met probably 50 Trump people waiting in line, every single one of them thoughtful, hospitable, friendly, all of them so frustrated that they feel nobody's listening to them but Donald Trump. A diverse crowd, people who had never been to a Trump event before. My party is completely delusional right now.
And he did pretty well last night. Ed, to you.
Look, I mean, I think he's been sitting around with Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell, the congressman will tell you, in the cloakroom for too long. Oh, they're a bunch of racists, MAGA, Nazi, racist. They say the same thing over and over, just like Joe Biden. Hats off to Dean Phillips. He's a human being. I said, let me hear what they have to say. And he said that he met 50 MAGA people, not just 2 or 3. Right. He said they were all intelligent. They were all friendly. They all knew that he's on the opposite side, but said, hey, we can have some differences.